You don't become a villain overnight. Sometimes you watch your best friend build a lie so big it swallows you too. My name is Sarah. I used to be Jenna's assistant, and once upon a time, I was also her best friend. We met in school, back when she wasn't Jenna yet. She was Jennifer Matthews. Quiet, awkward, bullied for her acne, her big nose, her uneven teeth, the way she dressed, the way she talked. Kids are cruel, but it's what she did with that pain that changed everything. Years later, I almost didn't recognize her. New name, new face, new body. Jennifer Matthews became Jenna M., the viral self-love guru, the embodiment of confidence, beauty, and success. But I knew the truth. I watched her become someone else. Quite literally, she'd had everything done. Nose job, jaw sculpting, chin filing, cheek fillers, Botox, a complete dental makeover, hairline transplant, full BBL. Her body was snatched, her face was unrecognizable. She even changed her voice slightly, got a coach to help her sound more polished. She always said, if you want to become someone else, burn the old version. Then she built the lie that made her famous. She said she was homeless, claimed she had no parents, no help, that she used to sleep in bus stations, eating tinned beans and reading self-help books under flickering lights. In reality, she was living with her parents in their lush countryside home, complete with a garden gym and weekly cleaner. But her from nothing to everything story worked. People ate it up. She told her followers she healed her acne through gut health and celery juice. She said she sculpted her body with yoga and clean eating. She pushed detox teas, colon cleanses, and her infamous Sea Goddess diet plan, just fish, water, and prayer. Meanwhile, I watched her eat steak every night, order cocktails like water, and live off Postmates. Jenna swore off men publicly, claimed she was celibate in her feminine energy, and too spiritually evolved for distractions. Behind the scenes, she dated rich guys on rotation. She never paid, ever. They bought her private jet tickets, designer handbags, front row seats to Fashion Week, and if they didn't, she'd dip and block. It was all transactional, and it worked. She claimed her wealth came from manifesting abundance and vibrational alignment, but most of her early fans were bought. Literally. She paid for followers, views, and comments. Then came the PR teams, the viral TikToks, the podcasts. Suddenly she was everywhere. Interviews, magazine spreads, how I went from homeless to millionaire at 26. It was all fake. Every single bit. But still, the penthouse was real. The cars, the press tours, the workshops. She told her audience she wanted to teach them everything she'd learned about success and self-love. And that's when the real scam began. By the time the first headline called her the self-made siren, Jenna didn't walk into a room. She descended into it like she was royalty. Everything about her screamed power. Her voice, her clothes, even the way she blinked felt curated. And why wouldn't she feel invincible? She'd cracked the code. Within a year, her following tripled, then doubled again. She went from barely scraping together rent to charging £10,000 for a 30-minute Zoom workshop on manifesting your money era. People believed her, worshipped her, told her she saved their lives. There were tattoos of her mantras. One fan named her baby after her. It was that deep. But behind her success was chaos. Jenna launched her signature trading membership program, the Millionaire Mindset Society. It promised financial freedom through her exclusive market strategies. Except, Jenna didn't know jack about the stock market. I know because I made the PowerPoint slides. She copied them from Reddit threads and threw in buzzwords like quantum wealth alignment to make them sound spiritual. Still, people paid. Thousands. Monthly. She was pulling in 6 figures a week. She'd record videos in her robe, sipping champagne, promising her fans she was doing the work alongside them. But after filming, she'd throw her phone across the sofa and laugh at how easy it was. Soon she outgrew her first penthouse. It doesn't scream legacy, she said, standing in her silk robe while overlooking the skyline. So she moved. A mansion this time, one with glass stairs, a rooftop pool, and a full content studio on the 3rd floor. The mortgage? $500,000 a year. She didn't blink. Instead, she bought 2 more cars. One just for aesthetic. The other, a custom-wrapped Porsche with her initials engraved into the seats. Every day became a production, flying to Paris for a 2-hour shoot and flying back the same night, stretching out on private jets like she owned them, when in reality they were pay-by-the-hour rentals. She made me stand just out of frame and hold reflectors while she posed with champagne she never sipped. But the brand deals, oh, the brand deals. Skincare, hair vitamins, shapewear, detox teas, makeup, even fake spirituality platforms. One day, she got a call from a multi-million-pound app company wanting her as the face of their new wellness app. Global contract, 7 figures. Billboards, bus ads, national TV. She screamed when she got off the call, cried even. But then she turned to me and said deadpan, "Do they even know I still get Botox every 3 weeks?" That's when I saw the shift. The girl who used to sob in school bathrooms over being called ugly, she didn't just reinvent herself, she deleted her past. She told everyone she grew up poor, abandoned. She erased her parents from her narrative completely, told fans her mum died in a car accident. Her mum, by the way, who still sent her care packages every month. The ego became unbearable. The Jenna I knew started disappearing. She snapped at waiters. She'd call her fans peasants behind their backs. One time a girl asked for a photo at a cafe and Jenna said, "Only if she's hot enough to stand beside me." She made me crop and facetune every image. Once I missed a tiny bump on her thigh in a bikini pic and she screamed at me for 20 minutes, then refused to speak to me for a week. I should have left then, but I didn't, because I remembered the old Jennifer, the girl who used to carry her lunch tray alone, the girl who once told me, "If I ever make it, I'll bring you with me." Maybe part of me hoped she meant it. But fame didn't make her cruel. It revealed what was already there. And the higher she climbed, the more dangerous she became. She wasn't just faking it anymore. She believed the lie. And soon, the entire world would too. At some point, Jenna stopped asking for my opinion. She just told me what to do. Everything became a production. Not just the content, but the spaces between it. The silence before she spoke, the angle of the light at breakfast, the way her smoothie matched her robe. If I didn't get it right, she'd sigh, loudly, then redo it herself while muttering about low vibrational energy ruining her aura. She stopped calling me Sara. I became babe, hey, or just can you not? I remember one brand shoot in the Maldives, our first real luxury trip. She posted that it was a deep healing retreat, but we were there for 7 sponsored content reels and 1 shapewear contract. I had 3 hours of sleep in 2 days, carrying ring lights and steaming outfits while she lounged poolside with a cocktail she never even tasted. During one shoot, I tripped and nearly knocked over the camera stand. Jenna didn't even ask if I was okay. She just looked at me and said coldly, "Please don't ruin this for me. You already look like the before picture." I laughed, because I thought it was a joke, but she wasn't smiling. From then on, she stopped letting me be in photos. "If they see you next to me, it ruins the aesthetic," she said once, waving her hand like I was clutter. She told me I wasn't on brand. She told me I had the wrong nose. She told me to stop speaking in front of certain people, especially the male CEOs. She said I gave off unhealed energy. I'd stand at the back of the room while she told everyone she was an orphan, abandoned, surviving off the streets, and I'd feel like I was watching a stranger wear my best friend's face. Once her mum called during a podcast taping. Jenna sent it straight to voicemail, then turned to me and said, "If she calls again, block her. I don't need that energy in my field." 2 minutes later, she went on air talking about how her mum died too soon. I stared at the wall and felt my stomach twist. Her mum was alive. She just sent us matching Christmas pajamas. Then came the fights over nothing. If I corrected a quote, she said I was trying to undermine her. If I reminded her about a client call, she'd say I was stressing her out and messing with her feminine flow. If I didn't compliment her outfit fast enough, she'd accuse me of jealousy, and the lies just kept growing. She once told a room of people that she grew up in a shelter with cockroaches on the walls. That's when I realized she didn't just delete her past, she was rewriting it in real time. There was one moment I'll never forget. She was prepping for a Forbes interview. The journalist asked to speak to people from her childhood. Jenna smiled sweetly and said, "Unfortunately, no one from back then is still alive." Then she turned to me, completely serious, and said, "If anyone asks, you met me in Bali. You were a fan. You worked your way up." I felt something crack inside me, but I said nothing because I'd helped her build this world. I'd written captions, chosen filters, even ghost-written emails pretending to be her. I knew her passwords, her scripts, her skeletons. And every time she told another lie, I buried it deeper for her. Because despite it all, part of me still believed she could come back. That the girl who shared her sandwiches with me in year 9 still existed under all the surgeries, all the sound baths, all the staged vulnerability. But as the lights got brighter, the shadows got darker, and being near her didn't feel like friendship anymore. It felt like orbiting a star that could explode at any moment, and I was too close to survive the blast. She wasn't just a liar, she was dangerous. I used to think I was the only one she treated like an accessory, but I was wrong. Jenna cheated on everyone, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and literally. She was seeing 2 men at once, both thinking they were exclusive. One was a wellness investor who wanted to marry her. The other? A Dubai-based crypto bro who promised her a Lambo and a villa in Ibiza. She told each man the other was a stalker from her past and guilted them if they questioned her schedule. That's when I realized she didn't just manipulate her followers. She manipulated everyone, even me. And then came the moment I truly saw behind the curtain. We were at this influencer retreat, one of those 5-star jungle resorts where everything's made of bamboo and coconut oil. It was supposed to be a clean week. No alcohol, vegan only, healing circle every morning. I walked into the kitchen one night, and there she was, Jenna, the celibate vegan goddess, with a medium rare steak in one hand and a vodka soda in the other, giggling with 2 shirtless guys in the hot tub. I froze. She didn't even flinch. "Don't tell anyone," she said, smirking. "I'm allowed a cheat day." A cheat day, that's what she called it. But it wasn't just the steak, or the booze, or the lies. It was everything. I started watching more closely after that, and what I saw? It was a horror show dressed in designer. The moments I caught on tape, Jenna mocking her fans at a rooftop dinner. They're so easy. Cry on camera once and they'll tattoo your name on their ribs. Flirting with my husband at a content shoot. "He deserves someone who actually believes in masculine energy," she whispered to me, winking. Sleeping with a retreat host she swore was like a brother. Laughing at a disabled fan's DM. She thinks I see her. "Babe, I don't even run my own inbox." Chugging tequila between yoga takes, then filming a Sober Sundays clip right after. Privately calling plus-size fans brand risks after launching her so-called inclusive shapewear line. Saying the phrase "I'm the algorithm" out loud. I still get chills. So I started recording everything, not for revenge, not yet, but because I needed proof that I wasn't crazy. Because every time I tried to confront her, she'd gaslight me, tell me I was projecting unhealed trauma, or jealous of her light. The first public shift happened on the trading site. Her Millionaire Mindset Society group chat used to be full of heart emojis and praise. But one night, I saw a comment, "Hey, I invested 5K and haven't seen any results. When can we talk to a coach?" It got deleted within seconds. Then another, "Is it normal to be told to just manifest harder when I'm losing money?" More comments started appearing, trickling in through DMs, comment sections, even tagged posts. She was stalling, telling people their energetic blockages were stopping them from seeing returns. She even advised one woman to reinvest a higher amount to show the universe she was ready. That woman put in another 3K. Gone. Meanwhile, Jenna was planning a yacht party in Capri and charging £4,000 for a limited VIP access. Mastermind that was literally just her reading slides I made off Pinterest quotes. The money wasn't enough anymore. She needed adoration. And if people stopped worshiping her, she'd punish them. That same week, Jenna told her followers she was donating 20% of profits to a mental health charity. I asked her for the receipts. She rolled her eyes and said, "Babe, I am a mental health charity." That night, I cried in the bathroom of our shared suite. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. I was tired, not just physically, but spiritually exhausted. I had helped build a monster, and I had the receipts. I just didn't know when to use them. Not yet. Because something worse was coming. The kind of thing you can't delete. The kind of exposure no PR spin can fix. And when it hit, Jenna would finally be unmasked by the person who knew her best. Me. The moment I hit send, everything changed. The backlash was swift and unforgiving. Articles, threads, leaks, it was everywhere. Every influencer news page, every gossip account picked it up. The world exploded with outrage, disbelief, and horror. I knew it would be bad, but I never imagined it would be this fast. Wellness guru or digital con artist. Jenna M. scam exposed. Former best friend breaks silence. Ponzi schemes, plastic surgery, and stolen dreams. I didn't just leak the footage. I didn't just release the carefully edited video that had taken me weeks to put together. I told the world everything. I tore apart the beautiful illusion she'd built piece by piece, her fake orphan story that brought her sympathy from millions, the staged, photoshopped retreats that never existed, the carefully crafted lie about her sobriety, her celibacy, her veganism, her secret investors, the money trail, the NDAs, the women who poured their hearts and their savings into her life-changing programs, all of them now revealing to me in messages how they'd maxed out credit cards, drained savings, all for a dream that never existed. And then came the sponsors. Gone. Like a flash flood wiping out everything in its path. The skincare brand, the shapewear deal, the wellness app partnership, all gone within hours of the leak. The worst part? Her bank froze her accounts. Her manager, once her biggest ally, ghosted her. The penthouse she'd bragged about? Gone, revoked, and with it, the last remnants of her luxury lifestyle. Her empire crumbled faster than I ever thought possible. The social media posts she once curated with such care turned into a battlefield. Her Instagram feed, once a showcase of pristine health and wealth, was now filled with angry comments, memes mocking her, and betrayals that cut deeper than anything I could have anticipated. Jenna exposed. Wellness fraud. These hashtags spread like wildfire. At first, she tried to keep up the act, pretending it didn't bother her. She posted a cryptic quote about being too spiritually evolved to care about the opinions of others. But I knew, and deep down, so did she. It was over. She couldn't hide forever. I waited, expecting the grand reveal, the apology video, the live session, something, anything. But there was nothing, just silence. And then, after the dust began to settle, after the world had turned its back on her, she posted something. It was a single, cryptic post. Energy cleansing, taking space. A final attempt at maintaining some form of control. But it was laughable. People had seen the truth. There was no room for cleansing now. The lies were too thick. And then it started. One lawsuit after another. Former clients who'd been duped filed claims for fraud. Influencers, once loyal, who had seen through the cracks, came forward to reveal what they knew. They exposed her scams, her manipulation, and the extent to which she had twisted her followers' trust. I heard rumors, whispers about people trying to reclaim their money, the money they had given her for overpriced courses and retreats that had never existed. But the truth wasn't just breaking her brand, it was shattering her life. Jenna's once pristine image of success had turned into a nightmare. One day, I got a message I wasn't expecting. It wasn't from Jenna, it was from her mother. The message was simple, barely even a sentence. Thank you. That was it. No explanation, no apology, no further conversation, just those two words. I didn't know what to think at first. Why would her mother reach out? But I understood. She wasn't thanking me for bringing down her daughter's empire. No, it was something deeper. It was her way of acknowledging the truth that had been buried for years, the truth that no amount of money or success could ever hide. And then I didn't hear from Jenna again. It was as if she vanished, completely. No final farewell, no confrontation, just silence. I tried to move on. I tried to forget. But the gnawing feeling in my chest never quite went away. The nights I spent staring at my phone, wishing I'd acted sooner. The times I justified her behavior to myself, rationalizing it as just part of the game. The guilt that consumed me. The way I'd let myself believe the lies. I thought about all the moments I could have spoken up sooner, saved so many people from the heartbreak. But I wasn't just a bystander anymore. I was free. The truth had come out, and it felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders, a burden I'd carried for too long. The truth doesn't need to scream to be heard. It doesn't need to fight. It just waits. And when it's ready, it burns everything down. Every lie, every facade, every carefully curated narrative. As I sit here now reflecting on everything that happened, I've learned one thing for sure. Jenna's downfall wasn't just a personal failure. It wasn't just about her losing her followers or her sponsors. No, it was something much bigger. It was a lesson for anyone who had ever idolized her. It was a wake-up call to the world. No one is invincible. No one's lies are too big to fall apart. The world saw her as a queen, until the truth came for her throne. And for me, I'm healing. Slowly, quietly, but free. Because sometimes you have to let everything you thought you knew burn to the ground before you can rebuild yourself, before you can truly see things for what they are. And in the end, it was worth it. Watching the empire fall, watching her unravel, watching the people she had hurt and deceived finally find their voices. That was the justice I needed, the peace I'd been searching for. Jenna's world had crumbled, and with it, all the lies she had built around herself. And as for me, I finally had the chance to live my truth, without the fear, without the guilt, without the weight of the lies that once chained me to her world. The world was watching, but for once, I wasn't afraid, because I knew what came next. The truth had arrived, and it was unstoppable.